This segment of Delmarva Life is brought to you by Peninsula Regional Medical Center.
Well, summertime is winding down. Soon it will be time to stow the beach towel and surfboard, or will it? A new total body exercise class brings the sand indoors for the ultimate test of balance and strength on a surfboard. It's called Sandbox Fitness. This facility is actually out in California. Sandbox Fitness provides a full body, low impact workout. I'd do it. Let's open up one.
I don't know that I could, but it looks like fun trying.
It does.
So there you go. So whether you're doing Sandbox Fitness or you're running or you're doing any kind of exercise for that matter, what should you do first?
You should warm up and stretch out.
Warm up and stretch out. Now, the Journal of Applied Physiology recently published a study finding that static stretches, where you hold a stretch for 10 to 30 seconds, has been proven to temporarily reduce your muscular power, making it inefficient before a workout.
That may be true, but it doesn't mean you should forego stretching altogether. The American College of Sports Medicine says stretching is most effective when the muscles are warm, so begin your workout with a light aerobic activity.
3 to 5 minute walk, jog, something that's not strenuous, but that's enough to warm your body, get the blood flowing.
Next, perform dynamic stretches or slow, controlled movements. These are a great way to improve range of motion and avoid injuries before your workout.
Either high knees while you're walking, you could do high kicks. Those all get the hamstrings or calves.
And after your workout, static stretches.
Those are stretching, staying still, so it's that deep stretch. You want to hold each stretch for about 10 to 40 seconds, kind of however is the most comfortable.
This will lengthen your muscles back out and is important after your workout. According to the American College of Sports Medicine, the muscles that are most often tight are the hamstrings, hip flexors, calves, and chest muscles. Toe touches, lunges, and pulling your arms behind your back can all be done to help stretch these areas. If you play a sport or are training for one, research shows the importance of learning warm-up routines, particularly to that sport. And that was why you should warm up before you exercise,
Right.
Stretch after.
I didn't realize that. I didn't know that.
You
Okay.
weren't.
So how about if we talk about how you warm up and stretch? Now, Sean is over in what we call our demo set. And Sean, it looks like you're getting warmed up for something.
Yeah, Jimmy, we're doing a couple of these, maybe a couple of crosses like this. But the most important thing to remember is don't listen to me because I have no idea what I'm talking about. Luckily, I'm here with Caroline Farrell, a clinical exercise physiologist at PRMC. Caroline, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So we just saw this story, the package on warming up before you working out, not necessarily stretching, and this is something that you practice in your classes.
Yes, absolutely. I teach aerobics classes to some of the employees and community members at PRMC, and that's usually how we start our classes out, with some dynamic movements to get us warmed up, get our heart rate up, get the blood flowing, oxygen to those muscle groups, and we do follow up after the class with some of those static stretches to make sure we cool down.
So warm up before, stretch after, with dynamic movements.
Yes.
And we're going to do some dynamic movements. You said you start with the head and work your way down.
That's typically how I start my movements. It just makes sense in my head to begin the class that way. So I always just think head to toe. We're going to touch all those muscle groups during our total body workout class. So I always like to start, if you're ready.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
We're going to do just some neck rotations, nice and easy.
These actually feel pretty good.
Yeah, and you're going to make sure you want to go clockwise and also counterclockwise. Everything you do on one side of the body or in one direction, you want to make sure you're doing the other.
To hear cracks in your neck? Because my neck
I
is
do.
cracking.
I don't know that it's normal, but I do.
All right, so from the neck, move on down.
Yeah, I like to do some arm circles, kind of work out the shoulder rotation a little bit. Again, you want to do everything to the front and then switch direction and do it again to the back. And these are kind of small rotations. You could do larger circles, more, especially if you were a swimmer or getting ready to get in the pool. Probably want to do some bigger arm circles there.
So do you want to focus on the muscles that you will be using in that workout?
Absolutely. You want to think about what you're going to do for your workout, whether it's just something in the gym or you're going to play a sport later that day. You want to do some dynamic movements that are going to mimic some of the larger movements you do during that activity.
Okay, so moving down the body, what about like the legs?
Well, we're going to start first just with the core, get the torso going a little bit. We're ahead of you. That's okay. Always want to work on the core, so just small rotations right to left, really engaging those core muscles. You want to hold your abs nice and tight.
I feel like this is what
rotate
you would
side to
do
side.
like no matter what, because you're always using your core.
Yeah, you pretty much can't avoid using your core. So you're going to always want to do some kind of torso twist, but you don't want to jam yourself right to left so that you feel like you're impacting your spine. So it's a nice gentle rotation right to left.
So is this getting the blood flowing to that area?
Yes, absolutely. So in a cardiovascular standpoint, our blood isn't always pumping to every single muscle as much as we need it to for exercise. So we want to engage those muscles and push the blood flow that way. That's what brings the oxygen and the nutrients to those muscle groups so that we can fuel that power we need.
So you're not just going from a dead stop to like a full sprint.
Yeah, no, you don't want to do that.
All right, some legs now.
So you just want to start with like a nice march.
Okay.
So that's a pretty small range of motion here, a little bit of an exaggerated walk. And then you want to take it to high knees. So you want to drive that knee up towards your chest. And again, you can feel your core engaging here as well, but you want to, this is really stretching out those hamstrings, which is one of those muscle groups that's pretty tight for most people. So you just want to drive that knee up.
This is almost, I mean, I know it's not a stretch, but I feel
Oh yeah.
like you're kind of stretching, doing these
you're warming
movements.
up those muscle groups, you're stretching them out, they are elongating, they're loosening up, so it's going to allow you to do that motion in your exercise.
Okay.
Let's see, we can do butt kicks, so you want to stretch out your quads.
I'll turn to the side here.
Yeah, that's
so
great.
this is what you're doing, you're kicking yourself in the butt, reminding you, get going, get moving, let's get working out.
Yep, that's perfect. So you just want to stretch out the quads with this one. We already did the hamstrings with the high knees.
Okay, and I think we have one more.
We do, we have lunges. These ones are a little bit harder.
I hate lunges.
They're hard, but you want to work out those hips. Those are generally another area of the body that's typically pretty tight. So you just want to do lunges to the front and also to the back, and alternating each leg. So
Where do you put your hands? Some people put them up, some people put them down. Does it matter?
It doesn't matter as much. It's kind of what helps you balance. So some people are a little off balance. So if on your hips helps or out to the side, kind of whatever you're comfortable with there.
All right.
So you take a nice big step out. You want to make sure your knee goes out over your toe, and then you're coming straight back up. You can alternate legs, right to left.
Okay.
But you want to make sure you lunge to the back as well. It engages slightly different areas of those muscle
So you
groups.
just stretch. Oh,
Yep.
that is a little different.
Straight back and alternate legs again. Again, knee over the toe, doing your best to balance there.
Caroline, I have to tell you, I feel ready to work out now.
I think you are ready.
My breathing is, it's increased a little bit.
Yeah,
but
heart rate's
I'm
up a little
getting
bit.
warmer, my muscles, you can feel the muscles get warmer.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Jimmy and Lisa, now we're ready to go. What should I do? Not these. Don't go back to these, Sean. Don't do it. I'll just send it back to you guys.
I don't know, Sean. Maybe you should get over here and get Jimmy to do some of those butt kicks.
You know, I have learned that I didn't know you're supposed to do static stretching afterwards. I always had the dynamic movement of just flopping in a chair. That's what I get.